Hi, I'm Matt Chenard with Delta Waterfowl, here with a January migration update brought to you by Kent Cartridge. Since our last update, we've had some really good weather. I guess if you're in the south, we've had some good weather. Had really cold weather here in the northern latitudes. Had those midwinter storms that we've been looking for the last couple duck seasons across, Missouri, Kansas, over into the Atlantic flyway, really pushing some ducks further south, and we've heard some great reports. Our first couple updates are from the Atlantic flyway with Kyle and Chris, and then we'll shoot out west to the Pacific flyway and get an update from Jeff.
In central Pennsylvania, folks, this is a drop everything, call in sick for work, and go hunting moment. We got just a major push of these gorgeous January greenheads, black ducks. I saw a random pair of gadwalls today too. We haven't had luck with the geese, but I'm sure that they moved down ahead of this really major cold front. It was 5 degrees when I stepped out this morning. We got a few inches of snow a couple days ago, and that's really, the ponds are frozen, the birds are concentrated, and there's more of them. We're having fun now.
The roller coaster ride continues in the Atlantic flyway, and the month of November was unseasonably warm here. That transitioned right into December, holding the same pattern. We got through the Christmas holiday and that stopped. Many of us have seen ice and snow in the mid-Atlantic, North Virginia and north. So there are many waterfowl hunters on the Atlantic flyway that are hopeful that moves some of these birds that frankly we have not really seen in abundance thus far this season down into the mid-Atlantic and into the southern region. Most of us you're still seeing sea ducks, and you're still seeing small groups of divers. I know a lot of guys are shooting some good puddle ducks in concentrated areas that don't have a lot of pressure on them. But the tail of the tape is we're really hopeful that these fronts that continue to look like they're going to come across the United States continue to push those birds south, and hopefully that works out for everybody to end their season. So from all of us on the Atlantic flyway, keep scouting and find those birds. We only got about 20 days to do it.
Coming to you this month from the shores of the Great Salt Lake, just off of Antelope Island. Here in Utah, we've been blessed with a good amount of snow over the last month, and ice, as you might imagine, for this time of year. So hunters are narrowed down to the areas that they can hunt as our freshwater marshes have froze. And as you can see behind us, the Great Salt Lake is nothing but a puddle compared to what we're used to historically. Airboats are still able to access the Great Salt Lake from a couple of points as the late season has gotten to us, and some of these storms have given us some additional surface water. But as far as mud boats go, we're just down to very few options, and we're used to being able to come out here this time of year and do layout boat hunts, but it's just not happening in this season with how low the lake is. Heading north, we're hearing great reports of good hunting along the Snake River corridor in Idaho. Eastern Washington, those folks are snowed and iced in just like we are here. Any ducks that they see, for the most part, are flying high overhead heading south, but they're still able to get on some geese out in the snow-covered fields in their area. Heading west in the Pacific Northwest for both Oregon and Washington, these folks have just been buried in rainstorms for almost a whole month, if not more, causing a little bit different hunting conditions, but folks are still getting on some good hunts. Heading south into California, the upper Sacramento area, upper Sacramento Valley, the hunting has slowed a bit there, but hunts are always able to be found in that area. Coastal hunting in California appears to be doing quite well from what we see and hear from committee members and friends out there. And then heading down into the Central Valley, down in the grasslands, folks have been doing quite well duck hunting, and traditionally the month of January is very good for the folks in California, so we suspect that this year will be no different.
Thanks guys for the great updates. It's really good to see that folks are having some success. Now we've got some updates from the southern portions of the Mississippi and Central flyways. As I mentioned before, some of those mid-latitude states had a major cold snap over the last couple weeks, and so the ducks have really pushed south. Let's get some updates from down there.
Hi, I'm Chris Goss, Regional Director of Delta Waterfowl of Arkansas and Oklahoma, here for your January migration report for the Central Mississippi flyways. Periods of cold weather over the last several weeks have helped to push new birds to the area, and hunters are having great success, as well as seeing plenty of new birds with returning teal as well. The much needed rain that we've needed all year long has finally played a big factor in flooding some fields as well as green timber on the WMAs and green tree reservoirs. This should help to finish out the season with much success throughout the region. Have a great week. Take somebody hunting.
This morning was the opening day of the third split of coastal Louisiana duck season. We were rested for about a week. The first time we've had 3 splits here in coastal Louisiana. We've had some good weather during the split. Last night, a little front blew through. We had 25-mile-an-hour northeast winds this morning, and we woke up to brand new ducks. Lots of green-winged teal, lots of diving ducks, and lots of new pintail. One of my guests took a really beautiful pintail drake this morning that they will get mounted and going on the wall. I've heard reports from across the coast this morning of new birds showing up. Habitat conditions have been really good. Water continues to be an issue, even in the marsh. With the lack of rain, access is a problem. The ag lands, lack of water is a problem unless you can afford to pump. So up and down the state, there's been mixed reports. People that have water seem to have ducks. Hunting pressure continues to be an issue, but overall, it's shaping up to be a good third split down here from what I've seen this morning. Good luck out there and be safe.
Warm weather, stale ducks is what we've been dealing with most of the second half of the season. It's been crazy warm, and we also have drought type conditions that has not helped matters at all. Doesn't seem we've got a decent push of ducks since early November. Goose hunting has picked up since the second split started. We're just hoping on more weather. We got a decent front after the new year that we got a little push of divers, and looks like we got some teal back that we had lost and some pintail showing up. So everyone just be safe the remainder of the season. You might have to get creative on these ducks that have been here for a while, and good luck to everyone.
It should be a really good closeout to the year for Texas waterfowl hunters. We're finally starting to see a really big push of fresh birds come in from the north due to an Arctic blast. This might be the 5th or 6th time I've had to wear a jacket this winter. We still have a bad drought going on, but if you find some good water and some areas that don't have a whole lot of hunting pressure, it should still be a really good closeout. Lots of birds throughout the state. We were talking to people from all over West Texas, all the way down to the Texas coast, and into East Texas. Lack of water is gonna consolidate them really well for us, and we have a lot of new birds, so y'all go find them.
Thanks guys for the great updates. While we're entering the last several weeks of our duck seasons in North America, we hope you have the opportunity to get out there and chase them in your area. Before long, we'll be chasing snow geese. Stay tuned for our next update in February, and thank you for watching.